was a fun class. That was my NSYNC core class. So I've talked about like ways that you can manipulate the intensity or increase or decrease the level of intensity on my website in different videos before, but we haven't really talked about what it is and how to measure it. So we're gonna talk about that today. Intensity refers to the level of demand that an activity places on the body. And there are a number of different ways that you can measure the level of intensity, but I'm gonna give you 3 ways today. Before we jump into the 3 ways, let's talk about why it's important. A certain level of intensity is going to produce a certain result. For instance, if you're lifting 80% of your 1 rep max, that's gonna produce a very different result than if you're doing 3 minutes of the same exercise but using like 5-pound dumbbells. If you're sprinting uphill, that's gonna produce a very different result than if you're going on a leisurely walk. And one of those things is not better than the other. It all depends on your goal and it depends on your why. Why are you programming that specific exercise and that specific intensity level? And until you know the answer to that, it is very difficult to choose one. I actually do have a video coming out next month where I sit down with 3 different people in person and they're gonna tell me their goals and I give them some actionable steps and like a clear path of how they can start to chip away at it. So talking about goals specifically, I'm gonna save that for another day. And today we're just gonna talk about intensity. But if you don't wanna miss that video, make sure you subscribe. Okay guys, so it's 8:36. I do have to start moving with my day. It's a Friday and I do this thing called Fit Club Fridays with my unlimited members, where essentially you get to schedule a 15-minute call with me and we can do anything. So a lot of people like to talk about nutrition. A lot of people like to set a workout schedule. Sometimes we do an actual workout, we do a stretch. People like to check forms. If that sounds like something you're interested in, let me know. But anyway, I have my first one of that in an hour and then I'm gonna go do my workout. So I'll take you along with that. And then after the workout, we'll talk a little bit more about intensity levels and I'll give you the first way that you can measure it. But first, we need to make some breakfast. So let's go.
From a movie scene to made up people in my dreams. The last time, if I recall, was a feeling of being alone. I don't know if where I'm going isn't far, but in case I go, no need to be stressed. Gotta take it home.
It is much colder and windier than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm walking home from my workout. That was a good workout. It started out really good. I worked on, you saw it, I worked on front squats, which I never do. So I just like started light and added weight until it felt hard. And then Bulgarians, little bird dog row. Honestly, I've been working on my kettlebell skills here and there, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. I think I need to bring my gloves because I keep doing it at the end of my workout and like my grip is just shot. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I got really into kettlebells and I'm like kind of getting over them, but I think it's because of where I'm placing it in my workout and my hands are sweaty and my grip is dead by that point. So we're gonna continue playing with it. But anyway, it's very loud all of a sudden. Okay, let's talk about the first way that you can measure intensity when I get home, because this is not the most attractive angle. We're home. We're not sure about this angle. So the first way that you can measure your intensity is by tracking your heart rate. I actually did an entire video talking all about if your heart rate matters or not during your workout, but this is actually a solid way of determining your exercise intensity. So essentially you can calculate your estimated max heart rate by subtracting your age from 220, and then that will spout out your estimated max heart rate. And then depending on what heart rate zone you're looking to train in, you can do like some multiplication. Again, I show you in that other video, so if you want to know a little bit more about that, you can check out that. And then the way that you can track that during your workout is by using one of these things. Now, I've talked about this a lot, but these are not 100% accurate, but it does give you a good idea of where your heart rate might be at during your workout. So again, determining what you want your heart rate to be about at is gonna depend on what you're focusing on. So if you're working for steady state cardio, like endurance, you're gonna want that heart rate elevated at pretty much the same level the entire time. If you are working for strength training, you're gonna want to take some rest time in between your exercises to conserve your energy and get your heart rate back down. And then if you're focusing on interval training, you're gonna see those peaks and valleys. That's gonna be the goal. I use this a lot during my workouts actually because this is already on my wrist, and especially for strength training, I find it's a good way for me to see, okay, instead of just putting a minute on my clock and then assuming I'm ready to go, I'm actually tuning into what my body is doing internally. Now, at the end of the day with this option, just remember it's not an exact science, especially using these things, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. But let's just put it this way. If your goal is to build muscle, you don't want your heart rate to be at like peak the entire workout because that's just cardio. So it's 11 a.m. We have actually only one more client of the day. So I have a personal training client virtually. I have a little bit of a break where I have to do some admin. I was gonna go for a walk, but it is so windy out and much colder than I thought. So we're gonna see if that happens. We have some groceries coming. We have a few more Fit Club Fridays. It's gonna be a good day. And then we're gonna talk about 2 more ways that you can track your intensity in there. Let's move it along. Okay, let's go.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than
We have some packages. Let's open real quick. Definitely gonna hurt myself. Okay, so this is for a secret thing I'm doing that I'm not telling anyone about yet. But this is a costume. Oh, that's gonna be really long. Some shorts to go under. And then in case those shorts didn't work well, you tried another shorts. Second spatula. And then we got these so it's like a waterproof phone case. I got this for vacation. Usually we go on vacation with someone else and I just rely on them to take photos, but we're going by ourselves. So I should probably take photos and I don't want to drop my phone in the water. I kind of want to get a fanny pack too. I know those are back in. Okay, let's chat. All right, so the next way that you can measure the intensity level of your exercise is something called the rate of perceived exertion. This is basically a subjective way of assigning a number to how intense you feel the exercise is or should be. Now there's a whole scale that we learned in our NASM CPT course called the Borg scale, and it goes from, I think it's 6 to 20, which never really made any sense to me. It's very confusing. So what I do with clients, I actually keep it really simple, and I just go scale of 1 to 10. Tell me how hard that exercise was by the last rep. 1 being, that was the easiest thing I've ever done. 10 being, take me to the emergency room. Now, keeping in mind that most of my clients were working for very basic strength, I want to look and feel a little bit better for daily life. Most of our exercises, we want to aim for 7 to 8 kind of intensity. So we want it to be manageable and challenging without being too overwhelming on the body. But again, that's a very specific why to most of my clients. If you're training for something different, your intensity level is probably gonna be something different. So it is 12:30. I'm gonna work on some admin stuff, try and crank that out for 30 minutes. Then unfortunately, I have to film a HIIT workout for a video I've been putting off, and then I got sick and I couldn't finish it. I would never recommend doing this much movement in one day, but we have to do it. So very thrilled about it. This one YouTube video I keep pushing back because I keep running out of time. Anyway, it's fine. I shouldn't complain. Hope you liked the video.
Worry about nothing, all these people all around me always worry about something, yeah. Saying I should stay up in the books and not start to build a buzz, but they the ones bugging, yeah. So I don't really feel like staying. I don't really feel like fucking with the plan.
Hi. So I was gonna wait to talk about this until after I did my Fit Club Fridays, but we're gonna talk about it now. So the last method is the simplest out of all three, and it is the talk test method. Basic idea is, can you hold a conversation while you're working out? Now, based off of your goals, you're gonna want a different answer to that. So for most of my clients, again, we're working in that like 6, 7, 8 type of intensity. You should still be able to hold a conversation with me. But if you are working for like explosive performance, sprints, something that is way higher intensity, you probably don't want to be able to hold a conversation. So if we're going through all three methods, I use the heart rate one on myself. I use the rate of perceived exertion with my clients. And I also use this with my clients, but in more of a sneaky way. Like I don't really let them know that I'm doing it, but I talk to my clients during their workout. I don't wait for rest time to ask them questions about their life, their pets, what they did this weekend, what they're doing the next weekend, are they watching the Super Bowl, where they're feeling an exercise. All of those things are for our enjoyment as well and to make sure that they're doing the exercise properly. But the other half of that is to make sure that the intensity is not too high. Always remember that, again, depending on your goals, most of the time a measure of a good workout isn't how hard it was. You don't need every workout to be 10 out of 10 intensity. Some should be that. Maybe some should be down at like 4 out of 10 intensity. But I'm gonna keep saying, depending on your goals, most people, my clients, big disclaimers in here, I would say most of your workouts are probably gonna be around that 6, 7, 8 level intensity. And I personally think that is a great place for most people to be. All right, so it's like 2:45. This has actually been a fairly easy Friday. Knock on wood. So I have a few Fit Club Fridays left. I'm gonna be talking with someone about fat loss versus weight loss. We're gonna talk about low back pain, inner thigh flexibility. So I'm gonna show one of my Fit Club members like some great exercises you can do. We're gonna check form in some RDLs, and then I'm gonna be giving another person some advice for a workout routine and just overall nutrition advice. So that's the rest of my Friday. We're gonna end the video here so you guys can get on with your day. I can get on with my weekend. And I wanted to make this video because I've gotten random questions about intensity, how to measure it, rate of perceived exertion. So I just wanted to kind of consolidate it all into one video, and that is the end. Any questions, leave them down below. Hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.